All right, today we are cracking the code on one of the most feared tests on the planet, the SAT. If you've ever stared at one of its hardest questions and just felt completely lost, well, you're exactly where you need to be. Let's get into it.
And you know what? That is the perfect way to put it. The toughest SAT questions are built to feel like that. They're designed to twist you up, make you doubt yourself, and push you into a panic. So if you felt that, it's totally normal. Here's the thing. The big secret. It's not actually chaos. Not at all. The SAT is an incredibly predictable test. The people who write it use the same kinds of tricks, the same patterns, the same traps, time and time again. And that means you can learn to beat them at their own game.
Look, getting a crazy high score isn't about being some kind of genius. It's all about strategy. The whole key is just recognizing what kind of problem you're looking at and having a specific play ready to counter it. It's like a playbook. And today, we're going to open it up.
So, first up, the math section. This is where the SAT absolutely loves to bury simple calculations inside these really complicated-looking problems. But I promise, once you see the traps, they get a whole lot easier to just step right over.
Let's start with a total classic, the multi-step word problem. The trap here is all about mental fatigue. You see this big wall of text, you solve one little piece of it, and then you just jump at an answer that kind of looks right. But the high scorer's move is to fight that urge. You've got to break the problem down piece by piece.
This process right here on the screen, this is your roadmap. First, just break the problem into smaller bites. Second, give your variables names. Third, solve each little piece one at a time. And last, and this is so important, go back and check that your number actually answers the specific question they asked. This simple sequence will save you from so many mistakes.
Okay, next up, charts and graphs. The trap here is so easy to fall into. You just glance at the chart and kind of guess. But the SAT knows you're going to do that, so they make the wrong answers look visually correct. The only way to win is to ignore what your eyes think they see and actually trust your calculator.
So here's a little mental checklist for you. For every single data question, you're going to consciously ask yourself these four things. What's the scale? What are the labels? What are the units? Are we talking thousands or millions? And what are the totals? A quick, deliberate check here saves you from really simple errors.
The grid-in questions. There's no multiple choice safety net to catch you here. One tiny rounding mistake and boom, 0 points. Precision is absolutely everything. The move is simple, but you have to do it. Solve with care and always double-check the math. And finally, for those monster problems, the ones that combine geometry and algebra and some real-world story, the trap is just getting lost in all the words. The single best thing you can do, turn those words into a picture. Seriously, draw a quick diagram and label every single thing you're given. It takes a confusing mess of a paragraph and turns it into a clear puzzle you can actually solve.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the reading and writing section. Now, you might think this part is all subjective, right? But it's just as logical as the math. Every single question has one and only one provably correct answer. Let's talk about how to find it. This right here is the SAT's signature move. It's a two-part question where you make an inference, and then you have to find the sentence that proves it. The trap is picking an answer that just feels right or kind of fits the theme. But the high scorer move is to be ruthless. The evidence has to match the logic of your answer perfectly.
So here's how you do it, step by step. Read both questions, the inference one and the evidence one, before you start hunting in the passage. This tells you exactly what you're looking for. Then, as you read the evidence options, you're not just looking for a vague feeling. You're looking for the one sentence that directly proves one of the answers to that first question. It's really just a matching game.
When you get to the paired passages, the trap is trying to hold both authors' arguments in your head at the same time. It's just confusing. The smart move is to map it out first. Before you even look at the questions, just take a second to note where the authors agree, and more importantly, where they disagree. That creates a little cheat sheet for you to use.
Over in the writing section, a lot of questions are actually testing a few different rules at once. The trap is spotting one error, fixing it, and picking that answer, without realizing that your fix actually created a new error somewhere else in the sentence. You have to read every single option, all the way through.
Okay, this one is so important. For inference questions, you are forbidden from using your own brain. I'm serious. The trap is bringing in your own knowledge or making a logical jump because it sounds right. The correct answer has to be 100% supported by what is literally written on the page. Think of yourself as a detective, not a writer. Eliminate anything that needs you to make an assumption. So, we've looked at specific traps in math and in reading. But now let's zoom out. Let's talk about the big universal ideas that work on every single hard question on this test. This is basically the master key. This is the SAT's #1 trick, hands down. For every difficult question, there will be at least one distractor answer. It's an answer that looks good, it sounds good, it feels right, but it's wrong for one tiny, very specific reason. It's designed to catch you if you're just going with your gut.
So here's the bottom line. You have to have a real concrete reason for every answer you pick. If your reason is, it just sounded good, you're walking right into the trap. The winning move is to be able to point to a specific grammar rule, a specific line of text, or a specific formula that proves your choice is the right one. No vibes, only rules.
And this is your final playbook. Anytime you hit a question that feels like a brick wall, just run through this 5-step checklist. First, don't panic. Then break it down. Use the process of elimination. Go back to the source text or the problem. And if you can, try to predict the answer before you even look at the choices. This little framework can guide you through pretty much anything.
This whole systematic approach, this is what separates a pretty good score from a really great one. This is the path that gets you up past that 700 mark on a section, leaving all the guessers behind.
So let's just boil it all down. Your path to a high score really just has 3 parts. Number 1, you've got to know the core rules of grammar and math. Number 2, you have to learn to spot the traps the test makers are setting for you. And number 3, you have to use a systematic approach on every single question, especially the hard ones.
Because really, that's all this is. It's not some grand measure of how smart you are or what you're worth. The SAT is a game. It has clear rules and it has predictable patterns. And now that you know the playbook, you're ready to go win.